Hello friends, in this session I would be explaining you how to install Hadoop in a pseudo distributed mode. So let us go with the session. So let me begin with the VM player. Okay, as you know that we need a Linux platform for Hadoop installation. So under Hadoop installation, we have various modes of installation. We can have Hadoop set up on a cluster if you really want to work on a real cluster, or just for practicing various tools like Pig and Hive on a single machine. You can have a pseudo distributed mode, that is Hadoop installed on a single machine. Okay, so for that you have some requirements that you are supposed to know. So on terminal, one thing you need to understand is this installation comprises of lots of commands that you people need to know. Fine. So let me begin with the installation. First and foremost thing is, like, I'll introduce with the book that I refer for knowing the in and out about Hadoop. Okay, so this is Hadoop in Action. Okay, a very famous book and very popular book, Hadoop in Action, written by Choc Lam. Okay, so this is the book in which you can follow the steps which are available in part 1. Okay, so in that part 1, if you go to starting Hadoop, okay, if you go to starting Hadoop, you can understand that there are various steps to set up Hadoop on a pseudo distributed mode. So let me just tell you all the steps. So in this Hadoop in Action book, you can find the steps to set up Hadoop in a pseudo distributed mode. Prior to that, you need to set up SSH, that is secure shell, that will be helping you to generate the public and private keys, which will be useful for communicating between the nodes in a cluster. Okay, so there are steps. Okay, so first step under this creation of keys. Okay, first is you are supposed to make use of keygen. Yeah, here this is pseudo distributed mode. So here you can find certain XML files. Okay, core site.xml, mapread site.xml, hdfs site.xml. Okay, so when you download your Hadoop package, you have a folder by name conf. Okay, I'll just show you. In this Hadoop package, you have conf folder. In this you can find all this core site.xml, then hdfs site.xml, mapread site.xml. Now you are supposed to edit all those files. Hello friends, in this session I would be explaining you how to install Hadoop in a pseudo distributed mode. So let us go with the session. So let me begin with the VM player. Okay, as you know that we need a Linux platform for Hadoop installation. So under Hadoop installation, we have various modes of installation. We can have Hadoop set up on a cluster if you really want to work on a real cluster, or just for practicing various tools like Pig and Hive on a single machine. You can have a pseudo distributed mode, that is Hadoop installed on a single machine. Okay, so for that you have some requirements that you are supposed to know. So on terminal, one thing you need to understand is this installation comprises of lots of commands that you people need to know. Fine. So let me begin with the installation. First and foremost thing is, like, I'll introduce with the book that I refer for knowing the in and out about Hadoop. Okay, so this is Hadoop in Action. Okay, a very famous book and very popular book, Hadoop in Action, written by Choc Lam. Okay, so this is the book in which you can follow the steps which are available in part 1. Okay, so in that part 1, if you go to starting Hadoop, okay, if you go to starting Hadoop, you can understand that there are various steps to set up Hadoop on a pseudo distributed mode. So let me just tell you all the steps. So in this Hadoop in Action book, you can find the steps to set up Hadoop in a pseudo distributed mode. Prior to that, you need to set up SSH, that is secure shell, that will be helping you to generate the public and private keys, which will be useful for communicating between the nodes in a cluster. Okay, so there are steps. Okay, so first step under this creation of keys. Okay, first is you are supposed to make use of keygen. Yeah, here this is pseudo distributed mode. So here you can find certain XML files. Okay, core site.xml, mapread site.xml, hdfs site.xml. Okay, so when you download your Hadoop package, you have a folder by name conf. Okay, I'll just show you. In this Hadoop package, you have conf folder. In this you can find all this core site.xml, then hdfs site.xml, mapread site.xml. Now you are supposed to edit all those files. Hello friends, in this session I am going to explain you about how to install Hadoop on Linux platform. Okay, so now we are working on Windows 8 platform, on top of which I have installed the VM player. Okay, so in this VM player I have installed the guest operating system, that is Fedora 17. Okay, so let me just enter the password. So this is the virtual guest operating system on top of Windows 8. Fine. So let us begin with all the needed configurations that are essential for Hadoop setup. Now one thing you need to understand what is Hadoop can be installed on a single machine as well as it can be installed on multiple machines. Okay, so when it is installed on a single machine, that mode of operation, okay, or that mode is called as pseudo distributed mode. Okay, so when Hadoop is installed on all the machines, okay, so that is called as clustered mode or fully distributed mode. Fine. So over here when I say the Hadoop being installed on a single machine, as you know that Hadoop is comprised of 5 daemons, that is name node, data node, secondary name node, job tracker and task tracker. So when Hadoop is installed on a pseudo distributed mode, then all these 5 daemons are installed on a single machine itself. When we speak about fully distributed, then this name nodes and the name node, the job tracker will be on one machine, that is what is called as master machine, and all the other machines will be having the data node and the task tracker. Okay, so you need to understand that master slave relationship when we speak about a fully distributed cluster. Okay, so in a fully distributed cluster, Hadoop, okay, acts differently, and on a pseudo distributed mode, Hadoop acts differently. Only the privilege why we have the pseudo distributed mode is to understand the daemons they are working, and also it will help us to work on the scripting tools like Pig, Hive, HBase, etc. Fine. So because it should not deny, the Hadoop should not deny any user to work and experiment on the scripting languages like Pig, Hive and HBase. Fine. So that is the reason the pseudo distributed mode was been introduced, so that any individual who wants to work on this Hadoop platform and also want to analyze some data, like the huge data. No, it can't be very big data, it may be a data which is huge. Okay, so if anybody wants to do some analysis on the data, then they can go for pseudo distributed mode. So let us, without wasting much of a time, get into this configuration stuff. So initially, as you know that you need to download this Hadoop stuff from the needed links. Okay, so after downloading this Hadoop, you get the tar file, and in that tar file you can find this Hadoop package. Fine. So this Hadoop package, I suggest what is follow some standard. Okay, rename it by name Hadoop. Okay, then also for this you need some Java, that is Java virtual machine. You can go with Java 1.6.0 and higher version. So in this case I will be using Java 1.7.0, that is JDK you need. Okay, so install JDK in Linux. Instead of going for installation and all, you can just take the package and set the environment variables. That's enough. Okay, environment variables like Java underscore home, the class path, etc. Fine. Now Hadoop, okay, as you know that it has been downloaded and it's also unpacked. It is now ready for installation. Now you need to understand what is this. Is not like a any Windows setup wherein it has a very good user friendly interface and we have the installation part with mouse involvement. It's not like that. We just need to extract the package, rename it, and now we are going to place it in a common folder by name / like under root user USR, then under that local. So under this we are placing this Hadoop and JDK. Okay, so JDK is already placed. Now we'll go to place this Hadoop. Okay, so as you know it is available in home, that is Hadoop. Okay, we'll just check out the path, like it is available at like /home/vir. Okay, so at /home/vir it is available. I want to put it in /user/local. So what you can do is, you can say copy forcibly recursively /home/vir/Hadoop, and you want to copy it into /usr/local. Okay, so this option -f and r will allow you to copy this entire directory Hadoop into /user/local. Yeah, so now the copy process is taking place. I'll introduce you with one of a very good book that will actually help you in installing this Hadoop. This book is by name Hadoop in Action. You can easily download it. The book name is Hadoop in Action. So in this book you can find a chapter wherein the Hadoop has been introduced, and there are several steps. There are several steps how to set up Hadoop. Okay. Now this is the book Hadoop in Action by Choklan. Then I suggest what is you go through the introductory of Hadoop. It is very well explained in this textbook. Next, go for setting up Hadoop or starting Hadoop, that is second chapter. In that you can just check out the subsection, that is 2.3, running Hadoop. Okay, so let us check out whether the file has been copied or not first. So in this running Hadoop, in this textbook, there are three modes, that is local installation, pseudo distributed installation, and fully distributed installation. So here the steps are being mentioned how to install Hadoop. Okay, so let me just go to the terminal wherein we were just checking out with copy process. Okay, so still the copy process is taking place. In this Hadoop installation you need to be a bit patient because some of the operations might take some time. So just patiently you need to follow the steps. Okay, so as you can see we have got the hash prompt back. Now first step, you are supposed to set up the environment variables. So just edit $home/.rc. Okay, here you can just observe that I am setting the Java_home to be like /user/local/jdk1.7.0. As you have seen that I have placed jdk1.7.0 in /user/local, so I am mentioning this package as the Java_home. Okay, on the same lines you are supposed to have Hadoop home environment variable also to be set by /user/local/Hadoop. Okay, this is the package just now which we had copied. Then after that you are supposed to say export path and append this new paths, okay, to the existing path variable. Fine. So these are the basic steps that you need to perform before configuring and installing Hadoop. Fine. So after Java_home, Hadoop_home environment variables are set, you are supposed to save this and exit. Now I suggest what is you restart the system. Okay, now already in my machine the variables are already set and I have restarted the machine, so no need for me to restart, but I suggest you to restart by making use of reboot command. Okay, so after restarting the environment variables will be set. Fine. Now next step is you are supposed to configure some of the XML files under the Hadoop package. Okay, let me get into the textbook once again. In this pseudo distributed mode, I'll just expand the width. Okay, you have in Hadoop, under Hadoop you have conf directory. Under that you can find core site.xml, mapred site.xml, hdfs site.xml. These are the three configuration files that will tell you about the port numbers where this name node and job tracker, task tracker should function. Okay, now as you can see over here that you are working on file system that is default, and the value is HDFS localhost, and at port number 900 the name node would be functioning. Okay, then you have mapred. You are supposed to do what is just copy these configuration files, the contents. Okay, just copy these contents. Okay, that is core site.xml, copy it and dump it in core site.xml, mapred site.xml, copy it and store it in mapred site.xml, hdfs site.xml, copy it and store it in hdfs site.xml. As I am saying, what is the files are available in, I'll just show you, Hadoop, like /user local, then you have Hadoop. Okay, now you cannot directly open it because there are certain permissions set, but I'll just show you in a normal Hadoop package which we had unpacked. So under Hadoop you have conf. Okay, so this core site.xml, if you edit and just check out, okay, these are the things that you are supposed to copy and paste. Okay, so now already the copy paste operation is done on the Hadoop package that I am having. So I would not be doing any copy paste operations, but you are supposed to do the operations. Okay, now after the copy paste operation you are supposed to go to the terminal. Fine, here there are certain things that you need to know. Okay, that you are supposed to start the secure shell. Okay, so there are again some steps that you need to follow. The configurations that are needed to start up with Hadoop installation are like you are supposed to start the secure shell. Okay, so we will be starting that by just giving the command ssh localhost. So we'll go to the terminal and say ssh localhost. It will just set the shell in a secure mode. Okay, you'll get the last login information. So if you get this as the output for SSH, you understand that the SSH has executed successfully. Fine. Next is you are supposed to generate certain keys, that is public and private keys, that would be used for fully distributed mode nodes communication. Okay, so just do that. Here in the textbook you can just directly find the commands. Just copy this. SSH keygen will actually generate the public and private keys which are needed for communication between the nodes. Yeah, now already once I had generated, so it is asking me to whether to overwrite or not. So I have just said yes, so it will override the existing keys. Now I am supposed to do the operation of placing my public keys into some public domain which is accessible by neighboring node for communication purpose. Okay, as you know that in public key encryption the sender uses the public key to transfer message in a secure manner, and the receiver will decrypt the message using his private key which is the pair for the public key which was used by the sender. Okay, so this is how the public key encryption data transfer takes place. Okay, so for that purpose we make use of this keygen. I'll just paste it. Yeah, so after this process I will go further without wasting much of a time to format the name node. Okay, so the command is Hadoop. Okay, I'll just get into the Hadoop directory /local/Hadoop/bin. Now if you, okay, there's a typo error. I should have typed local. Yeah, so if I type ls, you can find over here the Hadoop. Okay, now you can see that the Hadoop might not be an executable file, so let me just provide the permissions by making use of chmod. I'll just provide the read, write and execute permission for all the users and owners and others. Okay, say I'll just say asterisk. This is not a good practice to provide the permissions of read, write, execute to everybody, but just for practice purpose, and I'm working on a single machine, it's fine, no problem. Okay, now I'll just say Hadoop. This is the command to format the name node format. Yeah, so this is the thing that happens when you format the name node. I would like to make the screen full, maximize the screen so that you can see the entire thing, what happens during name node format. So as I said, just be patient while the operations or the functions that are carried. Yeah, after say Hadoop name node format, you get this information, last whether yes or no. Yeah, so you should get all this information. Now name node has been formatted. You need to start the daemons now. Okay, as I said that under Hadoop you have 5 daemons: name node, data node, secondary name node, task tracker and job tracker. So if you want to start them, just give the command start all.sh. So by giving this, see over here, you can just come across the statement saying starting name node, starting data node, starting secondary name node, starting task tracker. Okay, so over here now if you want to check out, okay, whether all the daemons are up and running, just give the command jps. Okay, so here you can see that secondary name node, task tracker, name node, data node, job tracker, all are up and running. Okay, so this is the message that you get after starting all the daemons. Okay, so you can make use of jps command, or there is another way to just check out whether the Hadoop is up and running. Okay, go to activities, go to the browser. You can use any browser. I will be using this Mozilla Firefox. So by default name node would be running on the port 50070. So on the browser, when it starts, I'll just tell you what is the URL that you need to provide to just check out whether Hadoop is installed or not. Yeah. So come to this URL, just type http:// and say localhost :/50070. Yeah, so this is the screen that you are supposed to get if the Hadoop is installed successfully, or if it is up and running. Okay, so when you click on browse file system, you should get the directory, that is Hadoop root folder. So as I said, you need to be a bit patient to know the in and out about the interface, that is GUI that is being provided. Okay, in some cases you'll get such messages, but don't think that it's an exception. Maybe because of some of the daemons which are not communicating properly, that might happen. Okay, but don't be under impression that that's an exception or an error. Okay, so let me click on other things. Okay, so click on browse file system. Okay, don't worry much about all these things currently, because you haven't created any files or folders under Hadoop. Okay, so if you would have created any files or folders under Hadoop, you would have bothered about checking out whether they have been created or not. So currently no need to bother about all the things that are currently being visible in front of you. Okay, because okay, forget about these things currently. Okay, yeah, can do what is just close this. Okay, and just check out once again JPS. Yeah, over here there is some problem. The data node is not functioning properly. Okay, so this might happen because of redundant installation processes. As you know that once I had tried to install it, and this is the second time I'm installing. I suggest what is, do not perform name node format operations again and again. Okay, so that will actually create a problem, and as you can see over here, the data node, okay, it's not up and running, and there might be some conflicts. Okay, but I hope that you people have followed how Hadoop installation in pseudo distributed mode takes place. Okay, so thank you.